There's a guy in our history, his name was Dobitnie. He was well respected amongst the Māori people. And it's like this guy jumps out with his weapon in front of the whole of this platoon, which they used to call the Te Aroha flying column, and starts jumping around and displaying his weapon and doing his dance. One of the guys starts loading up his musket and points at him, and Dobitnie says, you know, give the man a bit of credit, you know, look what he's doing. And then as suddenly as he appeared, he disappears. It's just a couple of skips into the bush and he's gone. What is sort of interesting is that this guy was fair as white. But the other thing was fully facial tattoo, Māori tattoo. Also the legs, everything, you know. So the interesting thing is there's a very, very tall white person brandishing a Māori taiaha with a fully facial tattoo, which was only for the ones of high rank. People think everyone got tattoos in the old days. They're wrong. 5 to 10% at the most. You had to be something to deserve it, especially a facial tattoo. I was just about to mention old Maggie Papakuta. She was probably, or is the most famous of all our guides. She was basically what you call a puhi ariki, which means very chiefly woman. Anyway, she wrote a book called The Old Time Māori, and it's probably the best reference for what went on in the old days anywhere. And it was funny to hear because when I read it, it's like she mentions Whaka Blonds, you know. You get the word blondes because of a family in here that are all fair-skinned and all blonde-haired. She mentions in this book that her best friend was a little girl called Puti Puti. She was fair, she had blonde hair, and there's even a picture of her in this book. Puti Puti's father was of the tangata whenua or the Urikehu clans, okay, which were the people that were basically here before we got here, okay. Well known to be, you know, tall, fair-skinned, definitely not little fairies. This lady, Puti Puti's father, was of that clan. They lived on top of the mountain up the back here, the most sacred of all our mountains in the whole area is Nongataha. The name of their village was called Te Tuahu o Te Atua, which means the praying place to the gods. And that's basically where the Patu Paiari here lived. It's still up there. You know, we used to go out there when we were kids. And it's like you can still see the mounds, you know, that sort of thing. And as for the whānau that are in here, the Tōnahis, or the Tōnahi, they are still around. They are all still blonde. were these people real or not? They were. We've got a family, you know, who descend from them.
Yeah. And I have 3 nieces who were born with red hair as well, but brighter than his.
We've got people in New Zealand who were once described as the Whaka Blonds.